And your first fight was against Dan O'Malley.
Right. Actually, it was Michael Lear. That's who it was.
Oh,
Oh,
Michael Lear.
yeah,
Sorry.
Dan O'Malley. You're right. Dan O'Malley. I apologize. You're right. You
No
did your
problem.
homework, my friend.
I did my homework. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have your first fight. You win. It was only a four round fight, right?
Right. 4 rounds.
With headgear and bigger gloves. But
Right.
hey,
It's counted as a
what,
professional win. Yeah.
exactly. So now you got your first. So now you're a undefeated professional boxer.
Right.
At that point. Okay. And then your first 5 fights, you actually ended up winning as well.
Right.
Until you fought David Bey.
That was in Pittsburgh. Larry Holmes and Renardo Snipes was the main event. And that was like my first my first shot at the big time. And total disaster, you know. Getting up in the middle of the night, driving to the bus station to pick up my girlfriend. Picked her up, brought her back to the hotel room with me. And was just messing around.
Oh yeah? Does that actually? Because you hear these stories of how you shouldn't have sex before your fights and stuff like that. Is there any truth in that?
To me, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so and David Bey ended up knocking you out in the second round.
It wasn't a knockout, but it was a stoppage.
Okay. How did it feel to take your first loss like that?
It was horrible, horrible. Knowing what I did, and it was just horrible. It was like, man, what a way to start this crap. So then I got the aura of being a quitter. Put a little pressure on him, he'll quit. So I had to deal with that for a while.
Okay. And then you had 6 more fights and you won all those.
Right.
Until you fought Stefan Tankstead, which ended up being a draw.
Right, which I believe I won that fight. But that's when my dad and I drove to Chicago. And Stefan flew over from wherever he lived at to the States and, would fight and then go back to his country But they took a couple of points away from me during that fight because they announced that prior to the announcement of the decision. They said, well, remember, we took 2 points from Douglas for hitting on the break. So then they announced it as a draw.
Okay. And then after that, you fought Jesse Clark.
Right.
And you fought him 3 times and you knocked him out all 3 times.
Right.
Okay. And during this time, you weren't making a lot during your fights.
No, these were like 4-round preliminary, 6-round fight, 8-round fights. Back then, they probably paid you $100 a round, 100 and a quarter, maybe at the most 150. Only time you really got paid on them fights like that is when you fought on a world-class championship card. They paid good money. Everybody got paid. But it was just building your record up, preliminary, trying to get that status to fight the 10-round main events where you can get recognized and recognition wins.